Okay, picture this. It's 9:30 p.m. You've just survived an absolutely chaotic workday, sat through an hour of mind-numbing traffic, and finally, closed your laptop. You are completely exhausted. For so many of us, right now, the evening is literally the only time we get to pause, take a breath, and actually sit down for a proper meal. But what if this exact evening routine is secretly the reason you keep waking up feeling totally drained? Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into why the worst time to eat dinner might actually be the exact time you're planning to eat it tonight.
So be honest with me for a sec. How many times have you ordered something heavy and comforting? A rich biryani or a thick crust pizza at like 10 or 11 p.m. You eat it while binge-watching your favorite show, you feel that massive, immediate wave of a food coma hit you, and you basically crawl straight into bed. Logically, getting 8 hours of sleep means you should wake up feeling amazing, right? But then the alarm goes off, and instead of feeling refreshed, you wake up heavy, sluggish, and just bloated. You are physically exhausted despite having slept all night. It's a huge, frustrating disconnect that millions of us are dealing with every single morning.
We spend so much energy obsessing over exactly what we eat. We track our macros, we count calories, we debate low carb versus high protein until we're blue in the face. But we are completely ignoring a massive piece of the puzzle. What if the timing of your dinner actually affects your body more than the food itself? Like, what if a perfectly healthy, nutritious meal eaten at the absolute wrong hour acts exactly like junk food in your system? We really need to shift our focus away from the plate for a minute and look at the clock on the wall.
Because here's the thing, your body has a clock too. In our modern, fast-paced world, especially if you're a busy professional working in IT or studying across different time zones, late-night eating is just totally normalized. Food delivery apps are buzzing at literally all hours of the night. But while our digital world is on a 24/7 schedule, our biology definitely is not. Ancient Ayurvedic wisdom has always emphasized this one incredibly profound idea. When you eat matters just as much as what you eat. You can't just force food into your system at midnight and expect your biology to magically figure it out without any consequences.
And let's look at those consequences, because they're pretty clear. As the sun sets, the human body naturally starts slowing down. It's preparing for maintenance, repair, and rest. So when we drop a massive, heavy meal into the system late at night, we're basically throwing a huge wrench into those gears. The bloating, the acidity, that feeling of physical heaviness, tossing and turning all night, waking up totally exhausted, these aren't just random annoyances. They're literal distress signals. Your digestive system is struggling because its energy reserves are basically running on empty. You're essentially asking your body to run a marathon right when it's just trying to put its pajamas on and go to sleep. And this creates what is arguably the worst biological clash we can force on ourselves. Eating a heavy dinner and then immediately passing out forces your body to split its finite resources. Think about it. It's trying to digest a highly complex meal, which requires a massive amount of blood flow and energy, while simultaneously trying to pull you into deep restorative sleep. And the result? Well, it fails at both. The food just sits heavy in your stomach, fermenting and causing acidity, while your brain and your muscles are completely denied the deep rest they need to actually recover from your workday.
Which brings us to this beautifully simple, super grounding perspective. Digestion works best when the body is active and alert. Ayurveda actually encourages lighter, earlier dinners for a very, very logical reason. Your digestive fire, what Ayurveda calls Agni, is at its absolute peak when the sun is highest in the sky, and it naturally dims as the evening rolls in. Your system is literally designed to break down nutrients when you are upright, moving around, and actively engaging with the world, not when you are lying flat on your back in a dark room preparing for sleep. Truly understanding this biological reality is the very first step toward getting your natural energy back.
But look, I get it. Knowing the biology is really only half the battle, right? We have to acknowledge the psychological reality of our modern routines, because stress eating is incredibly real. If we actually want to change our late-night habits, we have to start by radically empathizing with ourselves. A lot of us aren't eating a massive meal at 10:30 at night because of genuine biological hunger. We're eating because we're looking for relief. We are seeking a buffer between an incredibly demanding workday and our precious fleeting few hours of free time.
So why exactly do we overeat at night? Just think about your average day. You had a super stressful workday that kept your nervous system completely on edge. Maybe you were so busy you actually skipped lunch, or you just survived entirely on coffee, which leaves you in a massive caloric deficit by the time the sun goes down. Add in a disturbed sleep schedule that completely blurs the lines between day and night. Ultimately, food just becomes emotional comfort. A warm, heavy meal releases dopamine. It's basically a biological hug at the end of a really hard day.
Recognizing that you are eating to soothe burnout rather than to actually fuel your body, well, that removes the shame, and it allows you to finally address the root of the problem. Okay, so how do we actually fix this without just adding another layer of stress to our already busy lives? It all comes down to a few simple, practical Ayurvedic habits that can easily fit into your evening routine. Step 1. Just aim to eat 2 to 3 hours before you go to sleep. This gives your body a massive head start on digestion. Step 2. If you absolutely have to eat late, try to opt for something light, warm, and super easy to break down. And Step 3, which honestly might be the hardest one, but it's definitely the most impactful, eat calmly, without screens. Disconnecting from your phone or your laptop pulls you right out of that fight or flight work mode. It allows your nervous system to actually relax and focus on digesting your food.
Now, you might be looking at those steps and thinking, okay, my work schedule makes an early dinner completely impossible. Does this mean you have to rigidly eat at exactly 7 p.m. every single night or you've totally failed? No, not at all. Ayurveda at its very core is about balance. It is not about perfection. If you get home at 8:30 p.m., eating a lighter meal at 9 p.m. is significantly better than ordering a massive takeout feast at 10:30. Even tiny incremental improvements in your dinner timing and your portion sizes can make a massive, deeply noticeable difference in how you feel the next morning. It is all about progress, not punishment.
As we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to keep this one phrase in mind. Your body remembers your habits. We are constantly out there searching for complicated, expensive solutions for our fatigue, right? New supplements, complex fad diets, elaborate biohacking routines. But sometimes, actually most of the time, better energy, seamless digestion, and incredibly deep sleep don't come from a complicated new regimen. They come from simply aligning with your body's natural clock. It's just about giving your body the space and time it actually needs to rest, rather than forcing it to work the night shift in your digestive tract.
So, I want to leave you with a bit of a provocative question today, one that might actually change how you approach your evening tonight. Be completely honest with yourself. What time do you usually eat dinner? And more importantly, how do you usually feel the next morning? Take just a moment to reflect on your own lifestyle. Try adjusting your dinner clock forward by just 1 single hour tonight, or maybe making that late meal just a little bit lighter. Just see how you feel when you wake up tomorrow. The results might honestly amaze you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this explainer, and hey, here's to much better mornings.